Let's get back to this. Hopefully there's something in there.
What do you want from me, Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut the
that...
crap! Get to the point! We both know why you're here.
And have you got
Oh,
anything to tell
excuse
me?
What does
Princess.
it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the
Okay.
perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Because you're covering for someone.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Oh, come on. I thought for sure I had the key.
The Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I'd rather not search the tub. Yeah, sure. Swipe
Records of the
books.
police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around. Amber crystals.
Oh boy.
Dear friend.
Oh, the 4 circle shaped one. Okay, so he has Emily's. That's what I thought. It's vulnerable to etiquette and psychology. I'm not sure of is what he's into.
Dear friend. Another painting on the Massacre of the Innocents?
Well, I suppose I'll pick that up after I talk to him. Oh, I even show up if I can never open these. That seems a little out there.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Oh, well, if he has his own key, well, that's fine.
Dear Monsieur Peru. All right, I've retrieved everything. Dear Monsieur... All right, I've retrieved everything.
Okay, so the next skill being free twice, which is perfect.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. Two days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams. What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're investigator of the year. Have you taken a look at yourself, Richet?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
Why?
Nothing. Get away from me.
Just as soon as you stop treating me like I'm an idiot. If you wanted people to think you were guilty, you couldn't have done any better. So cut the bullshit and come clean now.
I can't! He'll come for revenge.
Who?
No one! Just shut your trap, goddammit! Yes, I was there. Yes, I walked in her blood. You've got all you need to wrap it up. Now scram!
Well, I thought I could, actually. Yeah, but it seems I can't. It does seem like Peru, but... I'm thinking it's not that simple. And the he'll come for revenge thing. Could mean Washington, the German guy, whose name is Wagner, or Napoleon. Okay. Now. I did not realize there was amber there. I mean royal jelly. Right there. But could not have come at a better time.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night.
Right.
As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired.
I believe I've identified the murderer.
Really, Louis? All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation.
Well, it's not one of the few. Oh, actually, the knife was. If I say it's one of the. Yeah, the handle, the hand holding the knife was female, meaning it couldn't have been Peru. If I say it was one of the female guests, then.
I'm going to need a bit more time to review my findings about the crime.
I do understand. All the more so as it's crucial not to make any mistakes when it comes to naming the culprit.
You know what? Since I can't actually give, I thought it would let me actually like give a name. Because my thought is that like, let me think. If it just says, oh, it's a female person, then that doesn't really help anything. Because if I say, oh, it's a female guest, even though I know who it is, well, I know it's not Emily, but if I say it's a female guest, then it will immediately pointed towards her. Um, uh, Now, I'm not entirely sure if how am I thinking of this? Because there have been times where it's like if I pick something, then it goes to a further branch, right? So what it could essentially do is if I said, "Hey, it's a female guest," it would be like, "Is there anyone that comes to mind?" Or I just say, "Aha, okay, I'll keep that in mind when I'm looking at suspects," and that would be the end of it. Because when I initially said, "Oh, I don't know, I'll have to think about it," I thought that would be a comeback later line, or there would be some other kind of dialogue thing that went along with that. But there wasn't. And it just went past that. Which wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't what I was hoping to happen. So I may actually have to just say that I don't know again. Just for the simple fact that I know from the handle on the knife that it wasn't one of the guys, and it wasn't Emily. At least I believe it wasn't anyway. It would seem weird if it was. So the thought process is, if I say it's a male, it'll go towards a bunch of people that I know it can't be. If I say it's a female, it'll point towards Emily's the only female guest there. I know I'm overthinking this. Yeah, yeah, I'm just going over it. I think I'll probably just have to be like, hey, I don't know. Also, I'll have to double check to make sure I didn't get anything. Or not didn't get anything, didn't miss anything. Circle key, cult water symbol, default Earth symbol. Okay. There's an important question in. Yeah. Because it doesn't let me go to the first floor. If I could, that would be great. But I can't. Did you do it, Bird? Bird, did you do it?
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with certitude.
Really? I see. Well, that's your decision, Louis, and I accept it. Given the distinguished guests and the sensitive political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right.
Yeah, like I just think this
spoke
is
about your mother, Louis.
for the best anyway.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse.
But I
if you
remember
will.
this, and I said she
I don't
wasn't
know
cat.
why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone. The question is, who?
And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
Knowing my mother, she would be the cat.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your
Yes, I
mother's
remember these a
activities
bit of.
and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
Excuse me.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Isn't Bonaparte a bit young to deserve so much attention?
Well, you come straight to the point. I like that. Indeed, if you knew just how much you remind me of him. Trust me, I'll wager that Monsieur Napoleon will soon prove himself. I'm working on it, at least. Once
That's
this
fair.
deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over.
Please don't
Earlier,
reload
you
this
asked
save
me
again.
the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
She was looking for someone.
What do you mean?
In Paris, we were working on a smuggling case to do with occult objects. We had just arrested a dealer who intended to go to you to meet a buyer. My mother was here to find out to whom he intended to sell his stolen treasure.
Oh. What was the name of your dealer?
The one with the R in it.
The dealer was called Von Burchard. As for the buyer, he was unknown to us.
No, I don't know anything about that. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
That is a question.
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. Von Walder.
Oh, it'd probably be Emily, considering she was the whole shooting of.
You forget Elizabeth Adams, my lord.
That's true. But Gregory and I arranged it so that they wouldn't run into each other. I thought it had worked. Do you think that your mother felt she was in danger because of Elizabeth?
It's possible.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jersey, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the Third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Germain.
Yeah, well, apparently. He's like,
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
well,
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen.
I was gonna say someone.
Her
just
behavior
killed,
on the evening
you
of
know.
your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do
Does
that?
that mean your mother doesn't
Excuse
have a
me.
hand?
But between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation. Until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she
Now,
go
please don't
when
push
she
me in the
wanted
bed.
to be alone?
She would shut herself away
Oh,
in
right,
the
I have to
room
explore
we
the
use
box
as a
room.
box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally,
Right,
of
of
course.
course.
I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
One last thing, although I don't know if there is a connection.
I'm listening.
A gate was forced the other night near the wharf. Nothing serious, just a few small things damaged.
Hey, yo.
Sorry, my lord, but I was searching for leads to my mother. I thought I was hot on her trail and didn't take any precautions.
Well, you could have reported it to a servant. But never mind. I shall put it down to your ardor and anxiety. However, please try to respect my estate in future.
I certainly will. Please accept my sincerest apologies.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
good. At
The
least.
room's just opposite Mortimer's study.
I guess that's the tower room. I mean, if I had to guess. And I suppose I do have to. That don't matter. No, okay, so that's not it. The bloody hell is that? Oh. Runner's room. Oh, now I wonder where the hell it is.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piage. Huh, that's me. Duke Manuel Godoy.
Tell me where the box room is.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte. Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Guessing it will only let me go to the box room. Is this it? I guess it is. It really was much closer than I thought it was. Give me that royal
There are
jelly.
burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting.
Fortunately, I can't read it.
We must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
Now, the man with the sword is probably Napoleon.
Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Dante's Paradise.
Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. What is this disc?
Wait, it looks like a CD.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus.
No,
by
back up, back,
Caravaggio.
back. So that's the entrance. Okay.
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left.
Yes, yes.
Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says we must find a safer way to communicate.
I'm aware.
Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Huh?
Dante's Paradise.
Raise your head and be reassured. For what
That's
comes
so
up
weird
here
how it
from
always
the
does
mortal
that.
world must ripen in our rays. St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too.
Well,
Paul
yes.
facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
It doesn't really help. All the clues can't just be in here. Probably have to go see someone else.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Oh, that's not suspicious at all. Actually, what did the Dante thing?
Dante's Paradise.
Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. St. Paul on the road to Damascus
Yes,
by
I know.
Caravaggio.
And I do have to get out of here at some point. Give me a second.